tonight on KBC Channel 1.
What else can I do for you?
I'd like to see your daughter, sir.
Jane!
Actually, I'm here for Kara.
Nice to meet you, Marty. Come back in 2 years.
Dad!
I went a little nutty. Got a little stupid.
Honey, you've made some mistakes.
So many.
In life,
Welcome to Rhode Island.
Great.
you make plans for your kids.
Dad!
You make plans for yourself.
If I find myself thinking about you, I am going to focus all of my thoughts on your flaws.
Oh, sorry. Are you taking a shower? Yes.
Just go, go, go now. Okay, stop. Break. Oh! Sorry, student driver.
Dan in real life.
We are not done yet with the CAF Champions League as we settle back home where Gor Mahia will be all out to stop APR of Rwanda from advancing to the next round of the 2020-2021 competition. It will be a closed-door affair at the Nyayo National Stadium. But you can watch it live on KBC Channel 1 this Saturday from 4 p.m. The Kenya Premier League champions are counting on your support. Stay with your true sports partner to cheer them all the way.
Ni mimi. Ulitoa pikipiki? Mulitani sitaomoka. Ni yako. Hii nduti ni yangu. Niliwahi pale Quickbit. Quickbit? Quickbit imekuja kusaidia wananchi kama sisi. Nilinunua 399 shillings. Juu nilikuwa the lowest unique bidder. 399 shillings. Quickbit shilingi moja unaweza nunua bidhaa. Shilingi mbili unaweza nunua micro. Shilingi tano unaweza nunua hata gari. Sio tupeleke huko hata mtu aende huko.
Jiunga na Quickbit ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bidi yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bidi yako pia kwenye www.quickbit.co.ke. Kumbuka, bidi ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. Quickbit, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. This is Channel 1 Lunchtime News. I trust you're having a lovely day so far. Here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News, we have a comprehensive bulletin lined up for you. My name is Jacky Wambiru, and our sign language interpreter is Simon Karuth. And now remember, you can interact with us on our social media handle at KBC Channel 1 or at Jacky Wambiru. Now, to kick us off, the Kilifi County Government has dispatched 5 teams to all the 35 wards to survey and identify the types of locusts that have invaded the region. Agriculture and Livestock Chief Officer Frederick Kaingu says the report will be discussed by the Kilifi County Security Committee to ascertain the extent of invasion as well as develop a mitigation plan. These are the scenes in over 10 wards in Kilifi County. Residents of Magarini, Malindi, Ganze, Kaloleni and Kilifi South yet to come to terms with the devastation by the locusts. At the Raweni village in Magarini, Christian Jomwa says the locust invaded her farm.
Kesha shambani kwangu. Hata hivyo wanaendelea. Jana walikuwa kule msituni juu ya miti. Asubuhi napokuja shambani na kwa wameingia shambani kwangu. Wananiharibia mahindi yangu. Wasiwasi wangu ni kama chakula changu kitamalizika.
This has been replicated across as fear has gripped residents after deadly desert locust invaded their farms amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Tumeweza kuona maajabu ya panzi aina ya nzige, wameweza kuvamia, wamekuja. Tunaweza kuona wakifika shambani na wakaanza tayari kukula mimea. Kufikia sasa tunaendelea bado kuwaona wakija na hatujui tutafanya nini, maana bado wanaendelea kuja. Tunatujua hata tufanye nini sisi huku. Melon, mahindi, minanasi, miembe na miogo wanakula pia majani yake.
Ndio ambao bado tunatatiza kutoka asubuhi, tunajaribu kufukuza na kuwaua, lakini tena bado wako hapa. Na hawa wanyama ni wanyama ambao kufikia saa hii bado hajalete madhara sana, kwa sababu ukiangalia wenyewe ni hafifu na hata kula hawajaanza kula sana, lakini ukienda kuwapata pahali ambapo wamekaa kwa siku moja huwa wameharibu sana.
Only Kilifi North and Rabai are yet to report the invasion of locusts. Kilifi County government has dispatched 5 teams to all 35 wards to survey the situation. Agriculture and Livestock Chief Officer Frederick Kaingo says the highly migratory locust came from Yemen, adding that the invasion began on December 2nd.
Seem to have entered through the other part, the northern part, the corridor part, whereby we have the Lamu County and also the Tana River County. We realize that historically these migrated all far from Yemen, and then they entered some parts of Ethiopia and also Somalia and parts of Eritrea.
Kaingo said they were compiling a report that will be tabled at the Kilifi County Security Committee to ascertain the extent of invasion and have an action plan.
The only way we can be able to clear this is also maybe by using aerial spray, whereby we have 2 methods that we can be able to use. We can be able to use chemical compounds or the standard biopesticides.
Farmers are now raising concern that the locust pose a huge food security threat if urgent action is not taken.
Nyasi, lakini ninahofia wakimaliza hizi nyasi mahindi yangu wataangilia mahindi yangu na watanitia shidani, hata chakula sitapata.
Bila kuangaliwa maarifa haraka, basi wanyama wanaweza athiri na ikawa na njaa kubwa sana hapa katika gatuzi la Kilifi.
Sisi tunaomba msaada wa madawa tuweze kusaidika, wanyama waondoke. Bila hivyo ni janga linakuja. Corona ndio hiyo, nzige nao ndio hao, sisi tutafanya nini?
In other news, traffic police in Machakos County have impounded 50 public service vehicles in a crackdown on unroadworthy vehicles. Machakos County Police boss Issa Mohamud says the government will sustain the crackdown with a view of securing Kenya's roads ahead of the Christmas festivities.
The government has warned that it will leave nothing to chance in efforts to bring sanity on Kenyan roads this festive season. Transport along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway was briefly interrupted when police mounted a crackdown on unroadworthy vehicles, catching several motorists unawares.
Kama ni mambo ya COVID hiyo tumetengeneza na tuko sawa. Haiwezi kosa. Lakini anafaa kuniruhusu nipeleka watu alafu
gari hata kama ina makosa kuna sheria ile inaweza tumiwa. Gari iadikiwe, kama ni checking iende ifanyiwe, na sisi tuachiliwe, mtu aende atafutie watoto juu katika pahali tuko Kenya ya siku hizi ni baya, uchumi umeharibika.
Machakos County Police boss Issa Mohamud vowing that the crackdown will continue in a bid to curb road carnage during the Christmas festivities.
Nabeba abiria ambaye ni binadamu. Respect the fare paying passenger. Heshimu mwenye kulipa nauli na uheshimu, ndio iwezekane pia afike nyumbani akiwa salama. That is the sense of this operation, and the operation will go on.
Impounded vehicles were towed to the Athi River police station, with the police sounding a warning to those planning to flout traffic rules this December. For Channel 1 News, I'm Serafina Robbie.
And on matters health, Senate Majority Leader Samuel Pogisho has raised concern over the poor state of the Kapenguria Hospital and other health centers in West Pokot County. Pogisho, who is also the area senator, decrying lack of essential drugs, dilapidated equipment and poor service delivery due to lack of vital facilities like ambulances.
Senate Majority Leader Samuel Pogisho made an impromptu tour of Kapenguria Hospital following constant complaints by members of the public over shortage of essential services. The senator decrying the sorry state of the facility, saying it was time for the county and national government to take action.
This is the highest level of referral in this country. And if you look, even if you just film the gullies here and the walkways here, you can tell that we have a big situation, a health hazard within our own hospital. But I want to say only one thing about this. I want to ask Governor Lonyang'afo that you can leave everything else and just come and focus on this referral hospital so that people can live.
Pogisho blamed the obtaining situation on mismanagement, forcing hundreds of patients to seek alternative means, including visiting hospitals in neighboring counties.
Right now, a lot of our people have gone to Trans Nzoia, they have gone to Eldoret to get treatment. The wards here are empty, and we may say because the doctors strike, but we need to begin to bring our people back.
Mpaka sasa tumehakikisha kwamba ICU yenyewe haiko. Ukienda hata pharmacies, madawa ya malaria unapata tu Panadol, hakuna madawa. Saizi madaktari wako strike. Na tunaona next week by Monday pia nurses wanaenda strike. Ukipata kila mtu hapa, tumeongea na watu wengi, tumeona mingi ni complain, na shida ni kwamba hospitali haijakuwa independent. Siasa inaletwa paka hospitali.
Meanwhile, the University of Eldoret, in collaboration with the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute, have embarked on study of health and diseases that affect fish farming in ponds in Busia County. Geraldine Matola, a scientist, noted that the aim of the study is to establish causes of problems that affect fish farming and sensitize farmers on best practices and provide a long-lasting solution to farmers.
Tunaendelea kuongeza kiwango cha samaki katika kila chombo ili tuongeze ukuzaji. Na hiyo kuongeza ni kama kusanya kuku wengi pamoja. Pia wanashikanisha magonjwa. Kagonjwa kadogo kakitokea, ugonjwa inaenea haraka. So vile tunaendelea kuongeza production, ndio magonjwa itaanza kuonekana.
Lakini wakulima pia wakizipata hawaziangalii kwa njia zenye tunatarajia. Sasa unaona mtu ushapatia samaki ndogo which is tunaziita fingerlings, badala ya kukuza kwa njia yenye inafaa ili apate matokeo, utapata ya kwamba hapa na pale ameregarega kiasi. Kama ni chakula, aipatie hiyo chakula yenye inatakikana.
Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
Maltese parents with children suffering from cerebral palsy have been challenged to speak up and seek medical intervention early to ensure their children access proper care. This was the clarion call at the launch of the campaign to create awareness and reduce stigma associated with the disease.
50 seconds to go. They know.
10 million skips for children living with cerebral palsy campaign has been launched to create awareness and build the capacity of parents raising children with cerebral palsy. A non-government organization spearheading the initiative say the campaign is aimed at giving accurate information on the condition and emphasizing on the need for early intervention.
When a mom has information about how to take care of their child will be able to grow to their fullest potential and even go to school and have a career. So our celebration today is we want to celebrate the children. We want the children who have cerebral palsy to be able to access therapy, because therapy is very, very expensive, making it out of reach for most families.
A representative of the NGO, Juliet Mohia, cited among the challenges was the lack of infrastructure to care for children with the condition.
From therapy being expensive, it is also not accessible. Not many centers offer therapy to children with cerebral palsy. There's also the fact that when you go to, because of not having enough centers, when you go to therapy, you're given like a day each and every week. So a day is not enough for a child to be able to acquire her milestones. If you say 1 day in a week, that is 4 days in a month. But ideally, a child with cerebral palsy is supposed to have a minimum of 3 sessions in a week, so that they are able to achieve their milestones.
Dennis Murithi, a physical therapist, is encouraging parents of children with cerebral palsy to seek early intervention, saying it has a 90% success rate.
Early. Most of the parents, actually, there's this stigma whereby some parents will hide their kids because of the social representation, but mostly when kids come to us early, they get to live their normal life, because therapy will help in re-educating the muscles, re-educating the nerves, and teaching the kids how to hold themselves up again.
Cerebral palsy is a group of disorders that affect movement and muscle tone or posture. It can occur before, during, and sometimes after birth. Caroline Kamau reporting for Channel 1 Lunchtime News.
That report brings us to our first break here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Enjoy the magic of Christmas with Coca-Cola.
Ni mimi. Ulitoa pikipiki? Mulitani sitaomoka. Ni yako. Hii nduti ni yangu. Niliwahi pale Quickbit. Quickbit? Quickbit imekuja kusaidia wananchi kama sisi. Nilinunua 399 shillings. Juu nilikuwa the lowest unique bidder. 399 shillings. Quickbit shilingi moja unaweza nunua pizza. Shilingi 2 unaweza nunua microwave. Shilingi 5 unaweza nunua hata gari. So tupeleke huko hata mtu aende huko.
Jiunga na Quickbit ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bidi yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bidi yako pia kwenye www.quickbit.co.ke. Kumbuka, bidi ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. Quickbit, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
I wish I'd carried my hammer today. I would have utilized it on you.
I hope you studied well.
Of course, yes. Do you think I'm stupid?
Should I spill it out? You know you are.
And if then, why can't you just another partnership?
Oh my God, how I wish I can.
Hey, as if you know what it means to be a friend.
And that is the problem with you women. Why is it so hard for you people to move on?
Clearly, I did, like it never happened.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Mimi ndio mgangaidi. Nasema toka.
Okay.
Toka. Mimi si nilikuwa nimesema mambo yenu ya siasa, meeting zenu za siasa mfanyie huko ofisini? Ndio. Hapa ni nyumbani kwangu. I need my own privacy. Unanisikia?
Kipanga tena cha nini tena?
Hichi kipanga muhimu. Kipanga muhimu. Kipanga kinapiga mkwara paka polisi yani.
Nani amezusha?
Welcome back. Now, moving on to the political arena, the Building Bridges Initiative debate has become a subject of discussion in the campaigns for the Msambweni Member of Parliament seat. The ODM candidate in the race, Omar Boge, traversed the constituency calling on the government to invest more. The ODM candidate in the race, Omar Boge, traversed the constituency calling on the electorate to vote for him with a pledge to support the proposed constitutional changes. This has called for a win-win situation where Amplified made proposals to push a non-contested referendum.
Just a day after ODM leader Raila Odinga poured cold water on calls for a consensus on the BBI report, a section of leaders are warning of divisions in the country. Machakos County Women Representative Joyce Kamene says a win-win situation is key, whether the referendum succeeds or not.
President amepatiana nafasi kana kwamba milengo yote ama watu wale ambao wajaridhika na hii draft ya BBI tunaweza kaa chini tuzungumze ili at least tufike mahali ambao tutaelewana na ikuwe a win-win situation.
This is ODM candidate in Msambweni Omar Boga drummed up support for the document ahead of the 15th December mini poll. Boga urged Msambweni residents to support the changes to enhance development in the region.
Pange na sisi kama viongozi wenu tutakisha kwamba hizo nafasi tunazipata ili tuwasaidie wavuvi wawe wavuvi wa kisasa, sio wale wavuvi wa kizamani.
Meanwhile, Naivasha residents want the constituency split into 3 to address high population and landmass. The residents argue Naivasha has the hugest number of voters in Nakuru County. And the BBI signature collection drive in Isiolo County failed to meet the intended target, with Chief Administrative Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture Mumina Bonaya and former Isiolo Women Representative Tia Galgalo attributing the low turnout to the recent cases of insecurity in the region.
Kwa nambari yetu ile tunaangalia kwamba 70% ni kuonesha kwamba sisi tuko tayari na najua kwamba BBI ikifika bila tashushi tutaweza kupitisha hiyo document.
And Kirinyaga Women Representative Wangoi Ngirishi has poked hole in the BBI proposals, urging Kenyans to scrutinize the document and make necessary decisions. According to the BBI Secretariat, the signature collection drive have so far gained 5 million signatures. For Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Lobby groups in Kisii County are calling on the government to invest more in the creation of safe spaces for victims of gender-based violence. The group says there is also the need for psychosocial, medical and legal support for victims of gender-based violence. The activists have also opposed settlement of gender-based violence cases out of court, saying it denies the victims justice.
These among counties that have witnessed a surge in cases of gender-based violence during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
And as the 16 days of activism to end the phenomenon reaches the home stretch, lobby groups are challenging the government to establish more safe spaces for victims of gender-based violence. Joel Machuka, an activist, saying that violence is not confined to female gender alone, as men are also falling prey.
And this violence does not only limit to women only, or even the men who are suffering in the houses should be encouraged to come out and speak out. We are encouraging our county governments to create safe spaces for these people in terms of where these people can get help. In our hospitals, where we should be getting this kind of free services.
This even as he urged security agents to desist from handling gender-based violence cases out of courts.
We are also encouraging the police, the provincial administration, not to sweep these cases under the carpet. We should not encourage the kangaroo courts within our areas, in our villages, the nyumba kumi. They should not be sitting down and discussing these issues. Let justice prevail.
Particularly even in the areas that we come from, the provincial administration have most of the cases tried to hide or protect the victims. So yes, there are policies that can be put in place, and we are trying as a county to work towards that.
The 16 days of activism against gender-based violence began on the 25th of November and will run up to the 10th of December. Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
Moving on, a family is seeking financial assistance to settle a medical bill amounting to 400,000 shillings for their newborn child to be discharged from hospital. Baby Stacey Pendo Akinyi was born prematurely at just 7 months. Sadly, her mother would pass away 2 days after she was born. Doctors struggled to keep her alive in an incubator for 2 months as the bill accumulated to 1 million shillings. Her family and friends have managed to only raise 600,000 shillings of the bill and are appealing to well-wishers to assist them in settling the balance for Pendo to go home.
Meet a baby Pendo. The picture tells nothing of the heartbreaking story that defines her life. Hers is a tragic story of a mother who will sacrifice her life to save her unborn child. At 7 months, doctors would advise for a cesarean section to save both the baby and the mother.
Daktari akasema hawezi kaa na hiyo mimba siku moja, wataenda wote. So option ilikuwa afanyiwe CS, which ilikuwa successful.
What they did not anticipate was that the mother will die 2 days after she gave life to baby Pendo. Baby Pendo would never get to meet her biological mother. Her father, Dexter Luvari, has been forced to play the role of both mother and father as she struggled for her life in an incubator. After more than 2 months in a hospital, doctors say Pendo is ready to go home. However, the family cannot raise the entire amount of the hospital bill for her to be discharged. The bill stood at 1 million shillings, but the father of 4 managed to raise 600,000 from friends and family and is now calling on all wishers to assist him settle the balance of 400,000 shillings.
Tunakuja mbele yenu kuomba msaada ya kuraise hiyo bill nitoe mtoto wangu huko. Juu akiendelea kukaa huko inaendelea kupanda, na vile inaendelea kupanda ndio vile inaendelea kukua ngumu.
To assist the family get baby Pendo home, you can send your contributions to M-Pesa number 0702434159. Name Dexter Luvari, or M-Pesa paybill number 400222. Account number 656433#. Yusufar, Channel 1 News.
In separate news, the government has discouraged Kenyans against wastage of water as it moves to complete all ongoing water projects in the country in the next 6 months. Speaking in Jomvu, Mombasa County, Water Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki said the government remains committed to addressing challenge of water scarcity. After months of water scarcity in Jomvu sub-county in Mombasa County, residents can now breathe easy as government moved to expedite the completion of a 400 million shillings water project in the area.
Kufikia connections mpya 4,000 na ukiangalia kama ni 4,000 connections inamaanisha ya kwamba close to 200,000 ama nukta 2 ya watu wataweza kuanza kupata maji. Deadline tumeset iwe June, kufikia June mwaka ujao mradi na maji umekamilika na maji yamefika kwa maboma.
Water Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki urging Kenyans to ensure proper utilization of the scarce resource.
Ni wasihi maji inapofika vile tuweza kutumia kwa ile njia inafaa. Water is a scarce resource across the world, and therefore even if you have the water connected to you, you are metered. It will be for me to urge Kenyans and particularly the residents of Jomvu to be sensitive to use the water efficiently when it begins to flow.
Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib said once complete, the water will go a long way in lifting the pressure of locals who have continued to travel long distances in search of water.
Miezi kadhaa inayokuja tutaanza kuona tatizo hili limekuwa la zamani, kwa sababu hii project ambayo inafanywa na contractor anaitwa Danaf imefikia almost 90% complete. Iliyobakia ni ile mambo inaitwa ya consumer connection, na hivi sasa watu wa DANAF wanakwenda kuzungumza na Mombasa Water juu ya mambo ya metering ili kuona mita hizo zitakuwa connected namna gani katika manyumba tofauti tofauti.
Kariuki said the project will supply residents with up to 4,000 cubic meters of water daily.
Now, debate continues over utterances by Garissa Governor Ali Korane following the killing of 7 herders by bandits amid calls for leaders to exercise restraint. A section of leaders from Garissa and Isiolo County are calling on the national government to intervene in the matter amid fears of retaliatory attacks.
Barely a day after Garissa and Isiolo County Commissioners convened a peace meeting to unify the neighboring counties, a fresh row has erupted, pitting top leaders in both counties. The leaders are engaged in a war on words, demanding leaders exercise restraint and promote peace.
Nataka kuambia wakazi wa Isiolo, sisi hatuna shida na nyinyi kama wakazi wa Isiolo. Boranas and Somalis are brothers. We are Muslims, we are Christians, we are brothers. We used to live together since immemorial in peace. Even if we fight it because of some personal issues, always we used to agree later on.
Waache kuongea kuonyesha, yani talking in a language that will fuel and bring so much tension within the two boundary communities.
Isiolo Senator Fatuma Dulo and the region women representative Rehema Jaldesa pointed an accusing finger at Garissa Governor Ali Korane for telling his people to protect themselves.
Badala ya kuenda kuomboleza, unaenda kujifanyia huko maneno yako na unaongea vyenye unataka. Ni kama Jaldesa amekuja huku na akaanza kucheza Jerusalem dance. We are not here to entertain her dances here because we have lost lives.
Korane had pointed out that for the last 3 years, at least 70 people have been killed in the area by alleged marauding militia from Isiolo.
Mimi nimeuliza tu tuwe na tarimbo, ukae mbele ya nyumba, tujilinde ili tusiwawe. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I repeat it here. Anybody who is talking about this matter should have first commented on the 6 people or the 70 people who were killed.
20 MCs held a meeting calling for peace.
Na kwa hivyo katika sheria ambayo imekubalika katika ufugaji ni kutafuta lisho mahali ambapo wanaona ng'ombe zao, mbuzi zao wanaipata lisho hizo. Kwa hivyo tukitembeleana lazima tuvumiliane na tukubaliane kama majirani ambapo wameishi tangu jadi.
Na tunaambia serikali kuu na tunaambia waziri CS Matiang'i hiyo maneno ichunguzwe.
The MCs hope the national government will step in, given that mid last year a 15-elder committee was formed to reconcile the two communities. For Channel 1 News, I'm Serafina Robi.
Now, in the sports arena, Chelsea manager Frank Lampard hopes to extend his contract with the Blues to become part of the long-term plan at Stamford Bridge. Lampard has led Chelsea to the Champions League knockout stages this season, and he will be out to guide his Chargers to the top of the English Premier League standings tonight when they host Leeds United at the Bridge.
Chelsea's record goal scorer Lampard returned to West London as manager last summer and steered the Blues to Champions League qualification and the FA Cup final in his maiden campaign. The 42-year-old has overseen a £220 million core rebuild that now has Chelsea boasting a 15-match unbeaten run in all competitions. Chelsea has a fully fit squad for tonight's Premier League clash against Leeds United at Stamford Bridge, but Frank Lampard is expected to rotate his resources after Wednesday's 4-0 Champions League victory over Sevilla.
I'm aware of the rivalry myself from being obviously a Chelsea player for so long, and I know how the fans feel about it, and that's good. That's football rivalry in the Premier League, two huge clubs. having feelings and having a history. It's hard for me to sort of equate that history and talk to, I don't know, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz and certain players that they don't know that history. So they can only look at Leeds at face value and see a very good team, very well managed team who play with incredible energy and speed in their game. So I don't know if rivalry will come or not, but I know that it will be a competitive match because that's how Leeds approach games these days.
France forward Olivier Giroud is pushing hard for his first league start of the season, having struck all 4 goals in Spain in a stunning display of finishing.
In that forward area, I have competition for places. Tammy Abraham has been playing very well for us this season and been scoring goals and making assists, and he brings attributes. Olivier, like we saw the other night, brings his attributes, so that's great competition for me. So as I say, I can't give assurances and you'd have to ask Ollie, but I never see anything negative from Ollie, and I've got huge respect for him. And playing like the way he did the other night, clearly he's going to get opportunities to play for us because that was just a top class performance all round.
Meanwhile, Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford is a out for United when they take on West Ham United this evening. The 23-year-old is being assessed after aggravating a shoulder injury and coming off in the second half of Wednesday's Champions League defeat to Paris Saint-Germain.
You're disappointed when you lose a game. I thought we played really well on Wednesday, so it's fine margin at times that decide a game if you win or you lose. So the PSG game, the performance was miles better than, say, West Brom, for example. But you win against West Brom, but you don't get 3 points against PSG. So I think we're getting more and more less bad performances, getting more and more consistent.
On the other hand, West Ham United will be without Michail Antonio for the visit after the striker suffered another hamstring problem. Hence, record signing Sebastian Haller will get another chance up front. In other matches set for today, Everton will be away to Burnley in the early kick-off match, while Manchester City hosts Fulham at the Etihad Stadium.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. We shall have more news at our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. My name is Jacky Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter has been Simon Karutha. Enjoy the rest of the day.